Do you ever anticipate seeing a time in America's future in which religion will no longer be seen as somewhat of a litmus test for candidates?
I'll start and just go down the row. I don't think so. I think that constituents want their leaders to believe in something, and a lot of politicians talk about their grounding in faith, and I have a hard time believing that we will entirely remove religion from being part of the complex composition of what makes a candidate, but at the same time, I think that it will also diminish of if you're not a hardcore evangelical Christian, then a Republican's not going to vote for you. I think the day will come, for example, Kelly, that I think unlike a Mitt Romney or a John Huntsman that we've seen of, oh, I can't vote for them because they're Mormon, I think the day will come that we will look at those folks and say, I'm going to support them based on their policies or their candidacy and not look so much at their religion as a disqualifier.
Sister Simone?
I also think we began this conversation by saying there was a lot of ignorance. I think that as long as religion is just the label of the brand, we've got trouble. And that the deeper issue is to look at where that faith takes you in your values. And who are you as a person? That's the deeper question, which we used to be able to answer with the brand, the label, but I don't think we can anymore. There's more to it than that.
I agree with Ron, just to go out of here so I can be safe.
Finally, we have some.
But I think that those of us in the faith communities are going to make religion less and less of a, quote, test. Because I think we're behaving so badly that people are just going to continue to drift away. And unless we get our act together, people are not going to put that much weight on persons' faith, and they're going to look more at the policies. So I think it's going to be less and less of a test.
I think, I work with a lot of young people on college campuses, and I think that increasingly I see the sentiment that people are connecting with each other more on their common moral values and visions for the world, rather than on any specific, religion. And so I think that while the question of a candidate's religion will continue to be something that we consider as a nation, I think the moral vision and the moral values will really be supreme, and at least that's my hope. America is a country where where people came to this country for freedom of religion, not freedom from religion. Mm-hmm. And so I hope that people really value that. And that's why American secularism works so much more for religious communities than European secularism, for example.
Mm.
I think it may decline somewhat, but I don't think it's ever going to go away completely, the idea that we're looking for religion among candidates. And part of the reason, and ma'am, the lady who's an atheist who spoke, this is part of the issue, that as a matter of electoral behavior, American voters look for religious guarantees as an assurance of ethics. They aren't convinced yet of the point that a couple of questions made, which of course I believe, which is that a person can be an atheist, a non-believer, and still have an ethical system. That hasn't settled in amongst the electorate. So they still look for religion as the guarantee of ethics. There's more of a dialogue that we need to have, but I don't think we'll ever see religion going away, largely for that reason, as something that people look for in their candidates.